The Indonesian capital, Jakarta, pulled out all the stops on Monday and put on a lavish welcome for visiting leaders from around the Southeast Asia region. This is the latest Leaders Summit of ASEAN, or the Association of Southeast Asian Nations. But who's not here is attracting just as much attention as who is. US President Joe Biden is usually one of several leaders of non-member nations who attends these summits. He's skipping this one, though. And one former Indonesian foreign minister says Biden's absence isn't even the biggest shadow over the event.
The absence of the US president, while it is disappointing and symbolically significant, is for me is the least of the worry. Because what's more worrisome actually is the more fundamental structural tendency for ASEAN to become less and less prominent.
ASEAN runs by consensus, and its 10 members vary widely, from democracies to autocracies, from US allies to more China-friendly states. This has hamstrung the bloc as the region it represents faces tough challenges. Problem one is what to do about member nation Myanmar, which has been torn by conflict since a military coup more than 2 years ago. So far, there's been no effective response from the bloc. Some analysts say ASEAN is trying to avoid the issue.
ASEAN continued to saying that it's so difficult, it's so complex. Even I regret the statement also from one of the member leaders saying that let's just forget about Myanmar, it's a burden.
Secondly, China, the bloc's neighbor to the north, is also making waves. It's long claimed the South China Sea as its territory, ignoring rival claims from some ASEAN members. A new Chinese map reinforcing its claims, and a recent scuffle between a Chinese Coast Guard vessel and a Philippine supply ship have these members seething again. But again, the bloc has been silent.
A bit of a divergence between countries in Southeast Asia right now. You will sense a lot more urgency if you come to the Philippines. The state of paranoia about the incoming possible conflict is so different with when you're talking with people in Jakarta, right? So that divergence is what actually quite dangerous for ASEAN's unity right now.
This leaves ASEAN's leaders with a third challenge, showing that their bloc is viable and relevant at all. Devin Tsai and John Van Trieste for TaiwanPlus.